Okay. All right, we're going to get started here. Due parole in italiano per voi, solo per dirvi che tutte le presentazioni di oggi saranno tutte in inglese, per cui scusateci della lingua. So that was just a little bit just to say that it's not going to be in Italian, but in English. So I'm going to get started, and I think a lot of people here who are not the WPI students already know some of what I'm going to say, but I'll say it anyway. All right, so 2 words about serendipity. We are a benefit company, and we have a simple but complicated mission, which is to contribute to repopulating the city of Venice by fostering the creation of jobs in the city. That's our main goal, and that's why we're in this place right now. We do, the place that we're in, for those who don't know, maybe you all know, but I'll tell you anyway, as is obviously a former church, the Church of Saints Cosmas and Damian. Was in the maps already as early as 1528, but they started building it in the late 1400s. But for 100 years, it was also a factory where they made garments, undergarments. They're famous for outfitting the fateful expedition to the North Pole by Nobile, who went on a blimp trying to get to the North Pole and never made it. But that's their claim to fame anyway. And it was called Herion. And this is a picture where you can see the arches of the apsis, and you can tell that the floors went all the way into the apsis. So right here, there would have been a ceiling right now. And that went on until the late 80s, so not that long ago, till about when the Venice Project Center started, actually. And then it was abandoned. After that, the city acquired it, the city of Venice, and conducted this restoration that you see to bring back out the church that was completely obliterated during the factory time, and cut the floors off, created that cube of glass and steel that you see for the purpose of creating an incubator for new startups in Venice. And that's what they got the money from the European Union for, and that's why we're operating as that to this day. So Serendipity acquired this. We have this thanks to the city. The city owns it, and we have it for 9 years until 2027. And what we do here are 3 main things. We do startups. You guys saw, and a lot of you know that we do this program with MIT called MIT Design X Venice. Every year we select 10 startups from the territory, and we train them to be successful and to create jobs and hopefully create new citizens for the city. Thank you, Judy, for being in the jury this year. And so far we've shepherded through 40 startups, so we already have 40 teams that went through the program, and every year we do 10 more. We do culture, we do cultural shows, performances, a movie was shot in here, dance, music, all kinds of different things. Some of you saw some of the stuff that we've done here recently, and we'll continue to do it in the future. Now we have this big screen that's a new acquisition, and we're going to try to leverage this to the best of our ability to make even more interactive type of shows in this space. And then the third thing, which is the subject of today, is we do research. We host the Venice Project Center that we're here for today, but we also do our own research. We participate in grants, and we have an ongoing grant right now on the blue economy of the Adriatic. We completed one in the past on tourism and over-tourism. You can see the posters in the hallway if you like. But today we're here to hear the research that we do with WPI. So let me tell you more about WPI. So WPI is a small-ish college in Massachusetts. It has about 7,000 students, mostly undergraduate, and was founded in 1865, which is pretty old by American standards. And for those of you who are from Venice, what's 1865 in the context of Venice? It's the year before Venice became part of Italy. So we weren't even part of Italy yet. We're still under Austrians the year up until 1866. So we got that in common with WPI. What you're going to witness today is called the Interactive Qualifying Project, or IQP, which is a third-year requirement. Every student at WPI has to complete this type of project that you're going to hear about today in order to graduate. It's a junior year requirement. Every student also has to do a senior year project, which is what every engineering school does as a capstone in their discipline. But this is special because these students are doing work in disciplines that they haven't been studying at school per se, but they learn how to apply science and technology to world problems, and that's what all of this is all about. And I think it's the greatest thing that WPI does, and I've devoted my whole life to this, so I should be a firm believer in this. So typically there's teams of 4, and they work for about 14 weeks, half of which on campus and half on site. Total of about 2,000 hours per team dedicated to each project. And we've done over 265 projects here in Venice, so multiply that by 2,000, will give you the hours that we put into this over the years. WPI, to support this program, has centers all around the world. This is the map of where our centers are. These guys could have gone anywhere: Australia, New Zealand, India, China, Japan, but they chose to come to Venice. Thank you for doing that, by the way. Thank you for being here. You had so many other choices. About 50 project centers, and at each center at any one moment there's 24 students conducting these types of research projects all over the world with the intent of helping local organizations typically to pursue their goals. The Venice Project Center is a little different because we are the first non-English speaking center of WPI, really the second oldest WPI center outside of the US. And because we were so early when we started and because of the language, this is not the typical center, by the way. Other centers don't have an office, not even a modest office, definitely not something like this. And also, other centers, including the ones I direct in Santa Fe, we work with sponsors, and we do work for them, typically. Here, we've basically, from the get-go, did research on Venice. So this is really a research program that is different from anything else that WPI does, because as you know, we cumulatively added information to what we were doing year after year. And that's how we accumulated such a body of knowledge that normally doesn't really happen at other places. So we're sort of in a privileged position here, and you guys benefited from that to a large degree. So created in 1988, had about 1,000 students so far, 270 research projects, lots of stuff, all kinds of contributions which I won't bog you down with. We've been in the media very frequently. Most recently, we're on CNN this year, but we've been on National Geographic, you name it. You guys will be famous at some point. And you are the last group of this long series of students that preceded you and that helped getting us where we are right now. So we should acknowledge them if they watch this video. So because we were founded in 1988, in 2028 we'll be turning 40 years old. And that explains the XL here in the corner for those of you who speak Roman. So it doesn't mean extra large, but it means 40. So that's why all these slides have the XL at the bottom right. So to do this, we have embarked in a series of projects in these past years that are systematically going through topic by topic on everything that we've done since 1988, and you guys have witnessed that. Last term, we did islands, canals, streets, bridges, and docks. And today, you're all going to hear about 11 more topics, even though there's only 6 teams. Obviously, some teams did more than one topic. And you'll hear all about this new stuff that we did this term. And we'll continue to do this in the terms to come. And the goal is to publish all of this, make it public on our website, which is veniceprojectcenter.org, where a lot of the stuff already is. But also in printed publications, printed booklets on each one of the topics that we're planning to publish in the next few years. So you guys are contributing to that as well. Thank you for that. And we're also, every team that's here today is leaving behind a repository of knowledge and data for each one of the topics that will be there forever online with everything about this topic. Anything from bibliographies, actual papers in PDF form if they exist, data that you can download, maps, images, everything will be accessible through these repositories from now on. And thank you again for doing that, you guys. So, having said that, I want to thank again the audience for being here. Grazie a voi del pubblico per essere qui questa sera. And for those who are watching on YouTube eventually, thank you for watching. Thank you to the city who owns this place, our landlord, and for giving us the opportunity to operate out of this place for the past 7 years. Thank you to Serendipity, even though today is a holiday and there's nobody from Serendipity here today. We should thank them for everything they've done to make it possible for you guys to be here. And also thank you to the collaborators, Mihaela, who is here today to film this, and of course Ali, who you all know, who has been fundamental this term to help all the teams with the IT aspects of it. So thank you, Ali, if you're going to watch this at some point. And thank you to the advisors, Judy Nietzsche and Luis Vidali. Please stand up for a second. I'll give you the... I hope this doesn't create a stir if somebody watches this, but these have been the best advisors I've had here. You guys were really lucky. These were top-notch advisors that you had. So thank you for being so great and for loving Venice as much as you do. You did much more than any advisor's ever done. And then finally, thank you all WPI teams. Thank you for being here. Thank you for all the work you've done for my hometown. I hope that you enjoyed yourselves in these terms, despite the stress of the reports and everything else. But I think you guys got to see all of Venice very much, and I hope that you bring some memories back to your hometowns and countries when you go back. So I hope to see you again also in the future after today. So thank you all. Big clap for the teams. So this is the sequence of presentations today. I'm going to give the mic to the advisors, but I just want to point something out just before we go. So that's the sequence. These are the numbers of objects that these students studied in this term. In these 2 months, we reached upwards of 20,000 elements of the environment of Venice that we studied. Of course, the buildings team brings the total up quite a bit, but even without them, it was like thousands of things that all of you guys collected information about. So that was quite an effort. But again, it wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the previous teams that collected all the data before you, obviously. So let's thank them as well. Give a round of applause to the past teams. Having said all that, I want to pass the mic to the advisors to say a few words, and then we'll start with the presentations. Thank you very much.
Hello. Okay, welcome everyone. I'm Professor Luis Vidali. I'm a professor of biology and biotechnology.
Sono Judy Nietzsche, sono una professoressa e sono un ingegnere civile.
So just to continue the thanks, I want to make sure that we thank Professor Fabio Carrera for his great support and his visionary work in Venice. I also want to thank the VPC, the Venice Project Center staff, and collaborators, Aurora, Gianluca, Michaela, and Alireza, that have been supporting us throughout and helping us enormously. I want to thank WPI for their support and the Global School for their allowing us to work here. Also, the Global Experience Office, the Suite Center, the Writing Center at WPI, and particular thanks to Professor Kent Rees-Miller, who was able to figure out that we will make a good team, and we've been very pleased with that decision.
And I would like to spend a few minutes just saying thank you to all the different people from here in Venice who have helped us, either allowed us to go visit you and you share your knowledge, or have come here and given talks. So in particular, Roberto Ferruzzi, who's right in the back row, we went to his shop, which is close by, and he has a whole bunch of old maps that we were able to borrow and scan and add to the map collection. You'll hear about that in the first presentation today. Second, Marco Capovilla from Venice Tap Water. I don't think, oh, he is here now. Okay, great. Marco, stand up, please. He came to so many of our meetings and shared all the information about Venice Tap Water, and we all know now that we can drink Venice Tap Water. Stefano Della Sala from Veritas. Is Stefano here? We met him at a presentation by high school kids that were studying fountains, and Fabio encouraged him to come and speak with our students, and then I know we've been reaching out to him for information during the course of the student projects. He's been a wonderful resource. Giovanni DeStefano from Supernova Publishing. Is he here? Yeah, I think he's supposed to come, yeah. You'll hear about that later. And Giovanni Cecconi, is he here? We've seen him a lot. He's one of the retired engineers that worked on the MOSE project and gave us a wonderful presentation on how does the MOSE project work. And his current venture is Wigwam and Venice Lab. And lastly, Gianfranco Zaccai, right here in the front row. He came just last week and gave a lecture to the students on design and design thinking, which I know they will use that information for the rest of their careers, and also Intelligence++. So we've had a wonderful group of people that have been helping us out, and of course, you know, on top of all the help we've gotten from Fabio, it's really been a wonderful experience. I will say not only for the students, but for the two of us. We've learned a lot about Venice. And I just want to sort of go off track a little bit just to say thank you to Luis, because he's been a wonderful collaborator. I'm a WPI graduate. 50 years ago I graduated. I never did an IQP. I've never been to a project center of WPI. And I speak a little Italian, so like that was my main plus for wanting to come here. I've been to Venice many times before, but I learned so much from Luis, and we sort of had different strengths. Things that I was terrible on, he was wonderful at, and vice versa. And so we really made a good team. And I want to thank Kent for pairing us up, because we had fun together too. And I'm a firm believer in, if work is not fun, why bother? So all of the students, make sure your work is fun the rest of your life.
And I also want to thank Professor Nietzsche. It's been an incredible experience. I learned so much, and I look forward to having an opportunity, hopefully in the future, to work together.
We're talking about being here for the 40th.
And I want to thank all the students for their dedication, your hard work, and I look forward to hearing your presentations. So we can have maps, the maps.